Israel. You could do a chart of the state of Israel, and you could relate the new moon in the sign of Libra to that. But to just look at it generally, let's see, the 25th.
Maybe if I ask the question this way, is there going to be a final settlement with the PLO, and are we going to be over the threats of having the terrorists come and, always blame it on Israel? That's what they always do.
I think it's very unlikely this year. This particular new moon is happening when Mercury will be retrograde. And, whenever Mercury is retrograde, it's very difficult to come to some kind of an agreement that will hold, that will stick. And that will be, if we're relating it to the idea of the State of Israel, I think, I'd have to look at the State of Israel's chart. I can't just say it off the cuff like this. But, in as much as that is the beginning of the new year, I would say there'll probably be some correlation between the two. There should be a lot of very good diplomacy, though, with Venus and Libra for the year. There should be a lot of good PR going on for the State of Israel, if we're going to, according to this new year.
Okay, we have open lines, 241-1310. Please don't laugh when I say this. I was down at the planetarium on Saturday of last weekend.
Oh, I love the planetarium.
And I was sitting there, and your image came across me as I was standing on a couple of the scales, see how much you weigh. There are certain places I love to be if they are there. But Pluto and Jupiter, I don't think I want to be there.
No, you get very heavy.
And if you are on, if Pluto is one of the major signs in your horoscope, what does that indicate? Is there a heaviness about the month or the planet of Pluto that affects people? When I say heaviness, you always feel down if it's very prominent in there?
Well, no. Pluto is the planet that rules Scorpio. So you have to think a little bit of the qualities of the sign of Scorpio. It has a very erratic cycle. Pluto, I think, takes 230 years to go through the signs of the zodiac.
Yes, it's all the way out there.
Right, but half of the time it will move much faster. So in some signs it will take between 10 and 12 years, and then other signs it might take 15 to 20. So it's very erratic in its cycle. But anyway, Pluto, the god Pluto, if you always have to relate this back to the myths and the ideas, and I would like to stimulate people's imaginations to be able to do this for themselves. What does Pluto represent to you? Pluto is the god of the underworld. Now, what does that mean? In this idea of death and rebirth, how do you feel about that? Is it something that you're totally fearful about, or is it something that you find quite exciting? There's a wonderful quality about being transformed. And death is something that occurs on a daily basis. Every day we lose certain cells. In the process of giving birth, women are killing parts of their cells. Men also are killing part of their cells to help in that birth-giving process. So, there's a lot of, everything is about love, life and death. And Pluto is someone that makes us see that on a regular basis. So, he's not lightweight, but it's not necessarily something to be totally fearful about.
Can I ask a leading question here? And I'm going to admit that this is a leading question. With the Hubble telescope up there, they are discovering new galaxies and all this good stuff, and there may be new, signs out there. We had the 13th sign that not everybody has agreed with. But long-range question, something to ponder, I guess. Is there going to be a change in the way astrology is done when we discover new galaxies and perhaps new things?
Well, it has changed in the last 250 years. It changed when the planet Uranus was discovered in the 1740s. And then it changed again when Neptune was discovered in the 1860s, I believe. And then Pluto was discovered this century in the 1930s. And collectively we changed. We changed when Uranus was discovered in the sense that it was the first time that the humanitarian principles became extremely strong. We'd had this egalitarian idea during the time of Martin Luther, but it didn't really kick in until the revolutions happened, the French, the American, the Russian, and that all of this is about the equality of man. So Uranus is always about the idea of equality, higher learning, higher philosophical thought. Then when Neptune was discovered was when we went into another realm of a lot of the great mystics and Eastern philosophers and so on came to this country in the late 1800s, just after Neptune was discovered. So there was a whole new branching out into different areas of philosophic thought and trying to blend the idea of this country with Christianity, but also very strong materialism with Eastern philosophy and religion. Also, Neptune rules things like photography, so camera and anything to do with...
But hold on for a second. My conception of Neptune is the guy under the sea.
Right, but Neptune provides, again, he's watery, right?
Yeah, oh, very much so.
And water has to do with illusion and images. It's fluid. It moves very, very fluidly, right? And usually, one of the phenomena about the camera is that some people photograph exactly the way they look, and then other people don't photograph remotely the way they look. And some people it's better, and some people it's worse. But there's almost a magic that happens in the camera. And Neptune is the god of magic. He is someone that's very involved with this idea of creating different kinds of illusion, also being very disillusioning. If a very predominant Neptune in someone's chart is someone that can't handle reality and will tend to drink too much.
Okay. I'm not a Neptunian person there. We're talking to Mary Michele on Meet the VIPs. Again, if you do want to talk to Mary Michele, 241-1310. I can't believe that there's not one person out there who was born today. Come on. I know we had a call for about birthdays this morning. Give us a call, all right? 241-1310. Back in 2 minutes. It is April 22nd, 1910. Good morning, Anna. You're on with Mary Michele.
Fine.
Good morning, Anna.
Good morning.
Did you have a particular question?
I want to know when things are going to get a little better for me monetarily.
Okay, money-wise. All right. You have the sun in Taurus and the moon in Libra and Mercury in Taurus. It should be, with the sun in Taurus and Mercury in Taurus, it's a time this month, the month of September, when there should be a little bit of an ease financially. How are your money problems manifesting? Is there a particular way in which you're having trouble with money?
I'm helping somebody right now. And
it's draining your resources.
Themselves.
Yeah. Okay, well, I think that... I think there should be a shift at the moment where perhaps this person won't need it as much, or perhaps you might feel a little stronger about putting your foot down and saying, I can't do that much more for you. Which part of it is it that bothers you the most? Is it the fact that it's difficult for you? You don't feel that it's really helping that person to be giving them money, or is it financially a hardship for you?
Well, it's somebody very dear to me, so.
Yeah. Well, I know, but sometimes with loved ones, it's better to be a little stronger, to take a firmer.
Would it help if I gave you their birthday?
Sure.
7/1/43.
7/1/43. Okay. This person has probably been going through a rough time for the last 5 years. It should be on the upswing, though. Has there been any kind of a shift at all?
I really don't know, but I would hope so.
Right. Well, I think the best thing that you can do for this person is the person's health in question.
Okay.
Is the person's health? Is it the person that you're helping financially? Is it a health issue?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. I think the person's health should be getting better. So I think that if you can pull back a little from, allowing this person to rely on you financially, it would be better for both of you. But you'll have to make the decision.
Because they're born in the sign of the crab, and they kind of grab,
Right. But you have to be strong, and I know you can.
No, because I love her so.
Well, I know, but you can be strong, and I think that's the best way to be right now.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
All
very
right, thank
much.
you for calling. We're about 30 seconds away from ending. All right, somebody born on today, what's the outlook for the year?
Okay.
What year do you want to do, or does it matter what year?
Oh, boy, yes.
All
I'll
right.
just read the general indications of today. How's that?
Okay, that's good.
All right, so today is, what is today?
Today is August 25th, 1995.
Okay, so the indications for today generally are, with all these, this shift into the sign of Virgo, it would be, if someone were born today, this person would have a strong need to work in the communication industry. It would be a highly organized person. It would be someone that would probably have a little bit of a nervous stomach, or their nervous issues would be manifested in some area, whether it's skin or stomach or something like that.
Okay, by the way, somebody is on the phone now. Date of birth, 8/25/69. They're calling for a friend, so, ma'am, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, 8/25/69, so we can give you an exact date now. Mary Michele, you have about 30 seconds.
All right.
Okay, is there a particular question, ma'am, while she's looking it up?
No.
Okay.
8/25/69. Is this a man or a woman?
A man.
A man. Okay. This is someone that probably experienced somewhat of a rejuvenation thing last month, but there's a little bit of a frustration that's coming right at the moment. It probably shouldn't last too long. It should last maybe a couple of weeks, and then there'll be a new direction, a new expansion. The person will be able to grow. Is this someone that's in school?
No, he's not, but he has had some problems in the past.
Well, I think he should go to school, and probably, if he has to go a little late, that would be, a good thing.
Okay, I'm afraid we have run out of time.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you for calling, ma'am. Mary Michele, thank you. You going to be here next week?
I am.
Okay, the 1st of September. We'll talk about that, too. Mary Michele on WVIP's Meet the VIPs. Stay tuned now for ABC Information Radio News. And right after that on WVIP TV, all about homes, and on WVIP Radio, ABC News, followed by Lee Maribal here at 1310. WVIP Mount Kisco, 63 degrees, sunny today in the upper 70s. Clear tonight, upper 50s. Tomorrow, partly sunny, near 80. You're tuned to WVIP Mount Kisco at the Tone, 10 o'clock.